Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we'll be talking about chapter 5, securing Spring protection in the Taco Cloud application. So let's go to chapter overview. What this chapter covers is auto configuring Spring security and defining custom user storage and customizing the login page, securing against CSRF attacks, knowing our user. Then why does security matters? So real world acknowledges that sitcoms people don't lock doors, but in real apps we must protect data. So we have threats, identity theft, data breaches, and unauthorized access. So the goal is to secure Targo Cloud like a real app. That's why we made this app in the first place. So the first step that we had to do is to enable our Spring security. So we had the dependencies. What happens is that all paths require authentication, and then we have the default user, which is the user that I'm logged in right now. Then we have the random password in the logs and a plain login page. So let's try and visit any page that is login. Now what I'm going to do is log out, and I'm going to log in again. Still loading, let's just wait for it. Okay, just gonna do this. Localhost. Okay, now as you can see, this is my login page. I go to my design. This is my login prompt. I put in my information here, which is the whole security part. It works just like the JS1, the JWS token, where the user have to have a specific certain of token in order to secure that the authentication is valid for that specific user. It matches the valid password. So now I'm going to put in my username and put in the password. After that, I'm going to log in. After logging in, wait, let's just be patient. We go here and we put in login. Okay, let's go here. I'm gonna put in this, put in our password. We go to register, and then after that we register. Now we can come back to this again and log in. Go here, put in the password, and then we log in. Now everything is working. We are introduced to the design login page. Now inside my design login page for my taco, I can designate my wrap to flour, and I can pick my protein, which is carnitas, and choose my cheese, which is Monterey Jack. And then determine my veggies, which is diced tomatoes, and then select your sauce, which is salsa. Then I can call it, let's call it Braggy. Yeah, and then submit. After submitting, we come to our order taco design, where the user have to put in where do we want to deliver our taco masterpiece to. We put in, let me just say, our Rick's name, and we go generate our specific fake credit card number. Let's just generate it, and we copy paste. After copy pasting, we go here, we paste it, and then we put in our CSV, CVV, and then we're good to go. Then we can go to our H2 console to check our backend if everything is running well. Now we go to our H2 console. Inside my H2 console, what I'm experiencing, I want to see what is happening in my ingredient database and my taco database. I want to know, is my information pulling through? Now I'm gonna rerun this and let's see what we get. First we need to connect. Everything is connected. Now we're um gonna select the database ingredient and the user. We want to see which user logged in and their database, what they selected for their taco. So now we select from ingredient, then we put in our semicolon. Just like when we do in SQL, we choose a specific table that we want to see, and then we show our details. Now let's run and let's see what happens. So as you can see now, let me zoom this, make it a little bit bigger. So as you can see now, guys, I have a table which is the ingredient database. It has the ID, the name, and the type, and I'm selecting from the user that comes from the city Johannesburg. And this is the authentication that I was talking about. It is encrypted using the security configuration. Then I have the phone number and the state and the street and the username and the zip, right? And that is basically it. I can also select from my taco order. No, underscore taco order. Let's see what we get. Sorry. Okay, taco order, we have nothing. Of course, our page is not working. Let's just go to our taco ingredient. From taco ingredient. Ingredients. Then we put in this, we run, everything is running well. As you can see, our database, we have the taco ID and the ingredient. They all have the same ID and everything is working fine. Now let's proceed with the slide. So step 1, we enabled our Spring security, and slide 5, we used auto configured security features. All HTTP paths require a login and no roles required, which is built-in login form that I showed you guys in the front end here, right? And what Taco Cloud needs. A Taco Cloud needs a custom login page, which is branded, and the user registration, which is what we did, and multiple users, which is JPA backend. I have all that in my code. As you can see, wait a minute, I have my pox.xml that has all of my packages, and I have my taco file for my web page. And let's just go to the security registration controller and see what's happening. So first of all, I'm declaring a class registration controller and the user repository, which is the user repo, and the private word encoder, so that when the user put in their password, it encrypts it. Sorry, my Intel.js is taking time to load. Now we're mapping our registration form, and it redirects us. After registration, it redirects the users to the login page as shown in the previous minute. And here we have our package, and we making using of Lombok package. And then we have the username, the password, the full name, and the street. This comes with our registration form. If no user can log in, now they have an option to put in their username and password and full name. They have an option to go to the registration form and all of that. Then we go to our security configurations. Now inside this, I'm creating a class which is security configuration. and I have a public password encoder that returns a bcrypt password encoder as shown here. Let me show you an H2. It returns a bcrypt encoder, and then we have the user details service, right? It's saying return the username, user repo, find the username, and if the user is not there or is equal to null, return the user. Then throw user not found. If the user is not there, throw the user not found exception, and yeah, the application loops through. Then I go to my public security filter chain. Now what is happening is that it returns the HTTP and then authorizes the requests, right? And matches with the MVC matches, and has a row which is what the user, after going through the registration form, then it goes through the any request and permit all changes. After that, it is the HTTP security, goes to the form login configuration, and then we are logged in. Then we go to the HTTP security and all of that. Then we go to H2 console. As you can see, this is my HTTP security backend that I work in to see which user logged in and what database did they provide. This is what is happening. So it allows pages to be loaded in frames from the same origin needed for the H2 console, and it loops through, then build, and everything is working. Then in my application.yml, what am I doing? I'm making use of my URL so that I don't struggle when I log in my H2 console security HTTP to see all my databases. And then I have the driver class name, which is Arch H2 driver, and I have my name for my application, which is Taco Cloud. Now we putting all this information so that our H2 console can recognize it when we enter the following specific details in it, so that we don't struggle. And then our console, it is enabled, then it becomes true, then the GPA is updated, and our database is all set and done. Now thank you for viewing my YouTube channel, and I hope you learned something from this video, and hope you click that subscribe button to view more of my upcoming dope videos.